everybody. So we had a Geno scare the other day, basically something that could have potentially been a leak for Geno, but it turned out it wasn't. A lot of people have asked me about this, and of course Geno Smash leaks are pretty relevant to this channel, so I figured I should cover this one. Essentially, over on ResetEra, MondoMega posted this. Sometimes I forget Geno hasn't been revealed yet. So, yeah, I predict he'll be in. Sure. Because of the way it's worded, they forget Geno hasn't been announced yet, and the quotations around predict, it seemed this might have been Mondo's roundabout way of saying they had heard Geno was in or something. And because this was on ResetEra, and they often ban people for fake leaks, many believed we might have something here. MondoMega you might also remember as the person who claimed Sora wasn't happening for Smash, but said that was all they knew about Smash information. Knowing something about Sora could of course imply that they have some sort of connection to Square in some way, so again the Geno statement they wrote seemed potentially important. Tansa also showed up in the same thread and wrote, "Man, I miss being out of the loop, hoping this is true," in response to what MondoMega had said. Tansa you might remember as the person who leaked Cloud cryptically before Cloud showed up as DLC for Smash 4, and also hinted at a Dragon Quest rep happening for Smash Ultimate with this DQ Dairy Queen post. Eventually MondoMega wrote this. See, now this is a measured and reasonable take, but for real though, this message especially extends to lurkers from other sites. I know some of you are out there. Don't listen to anything I have to say. I don't have a track record to fall back on. I'm just random forum poster. I'm not looking for attention, and I couldn't care less about clout. If I did, I'd take my business to Twitter. I just like teasing this community I spend a lot of time with. So I guess they were just messing around, and this turned out to all be a big false alarm. Tansa was talking in my Discord when this was first gaining attention and wrote, "I haven't heard about anything for ages. Literally, last thing I heard was The World Ends With You 2 last year." So Tansa is admitting they're out of the loop lately, so if a Square rep is happening, they haven't heard about it. Speaking of The World Ends With You 2, it did just get announced. It's being called Neo The World Ends With You. It's apparently a sequel to the upcoming anime. This translation says, "There is no official Twitter for the game, so I'll bother you. The game that will be the sequel to the anime that will be aired in April next year will be next summer. When I designed the sequel hero, I didn't think that the mask would become a normal world. The mysterious smartphone symbol meant Neo. Then next year, thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice year, Nomura." I'm a big fan of the original The World Ends With You. It was one of the main reasons I had to visit Shibuya while I was in Tokyo years ago, so I'm very excited about this new game. We've waited a long time. In Neo The World Ends With You, you play as a brand new protagonist called Rindo, who is wearing a face mask, which of course is extremely 2020. Although wearing a face mask in Japan isn't exactly anything new. I was sort of curious if game designers might start designing characters with face masks after 2020, since everyone's wearing them, so it's pretty interesting to see a character actually have one. Though apparently giving him that had nothing to do with the current situation of the world. With this new protagonist in mind, if we did end up getting a character from the World Ends With You series in Smash, maybe it could be something like Neku with a Rindo alt. Similar to Olimar and Elf. Might be cool if Shindo's fighting style can work as an alt for Neku. Obviously, I really want Geno in Smash, but that's not to say I'm opposed to other potential Square reps. I really like The World Ends With You, and Square is pushing it a lot lately with this new entry and a new anime, so we'll see what happens here. I've heard some people saying our latest tourney event might deconfirm Geno. The tourney is a hat, helmet, and other headgear tournament, so the idea is if a character with a hat was still part of our second Fighters Pass, they'd save this tournament until after they got revealed. However, I seriously doubt that's the case. We've had tournaments happen that had themes that could fit for fighters we ended up getting later on already. And by this logic, no character from the 80s, 90s, or 2000s could get in the rest of this Fighters Pass since we've had tournaments for that. Obviously, taking the 80s, 90s, and 2000s tournaments as deconfirmation would count out a ton of possible Smash characters. Even hats and helmets and headgear fits a lot of possible future Smash DLC fighters we've been talking about. I do get where people are coming from though, as I have gone down a similar train of thought right before Steve was revealed. I was talking about how the lightweight and no projectile tournament events might mean the next fighter isn't a lightweight and does have a projectile, which did end up true with Steve. But I was thinking this specifically because we had noticed some events had been skipped. the events are numbered and we can check that. So the events we were getting were likely initially scheduled to happen after the next fighter should have already been revealed, and thus could have involved the next fighter had they been revealed. And since it didn't involve them, I was assuming the fighter wasn't a lightweight and didn't have a projectile. With this hat event, we aren't in the same situation we were right before Steve, where a fighter was likely initially scheduled to already be out by the time we were getting these events, so it shouldn't deconfirm anybody. I will note that Steve had an event based on tools, and Min Min had one based on arm attacks, so it's possible you could argue a character who is all about having a hat or some sort of headgear seems less likely now, because that would probably be saved as their tournament. But I can't think of a potential fighter whose main thing would be wearing a hat. So Master Chief, Hayabusa, Geno are all still totally safe in my opinion. Speaking of Geno, and after we just had another short-lived scare about a possible Geno leak, I find it kind of ironic how well Geno has worked as a mascot for this channel. Geno, of course, is my most wanted character, and PapaGenos was the name I used on Smash boards as my username many years ago, so of course it fits for the channel. But what I mean is, this is a Smash speculation channel. Sometimes I branch out a bit, of course, outside of Smash or outside of speculation, but initially the main point of this channel was to speculate Smash Ultimate. And it's actually hilarious to me how well Geno ended up working for that. He's sort of the speculating Smash mascot at this point. Had we gotten Geno during base game, cool, he'd be in, but then he wouldn't really be a part of speculation going forward, and the channel would just be a speculation channel with a Smash character theme. Or let's say, hypothetically, I had named the channel PapaBanjos or something, and we'd gotten Banjo during the first Fighter's Pass. That would have been cool, but we'd still be speculating, and Banjo would be in already. Whereas with Geno being the theme of this channel, not only is Geno still not in the game, he's still often speculated about, and has been heavily speculated about basically the entirety of speculating this game. From the Grinch leak to Kako Malo, and even when there's stuff that goes against him, like Spirits deconfirm fan rule stuff, or deluxe Mii costumes existing, Geno seems to always pop up in Smash Ultimate speculation. He's been relevant to talk about pretty much the whole time. Of course, that said, I'd love for the Geno ride to just be over with already and get him in the game. But I guess what I'm saying is the irony of having created a speculation channel, a Smash speculation channel, themed with the character that happened to be speculated probably more than any other character the entire time during this speculation cycle for this game is not lost on me. Okay, so what else is happening in the world of Smash speculation right now? Over on Twitter, KDA Music posted this video, and League of Legends wrote back. At League of Legends wrote, "Now those are some moves," with a picture of Captain Falcon from Super Smash Bros. Captain Falcon, of course, is even sort of more well known for Super Smash Bros. Than his original F-Zero games at this point. And the picture is of him in Smash. We have that potential League of Legends RE 4chan leak that correctly predicted the Mana series getting a Spirit event, and League of Legends content coming to console, though we're still waiting on the Hollow Knight Mii costume and song. Anyway, this Twitter post is adding more fuel to the fire that a League rep could be coming to Super Smash Bros. Speaking of Square Spirit events, over on Twitter, Carlos Gerson Salas wrote, "At Geno's Papa, some wishful thinking, Squaresoft Spirits and a Paper Mario, a Mario RPG, Spirits together, just like when Nintendo and Squaresoft did Mario RPG. Maybe too much of a coincidence." And then they link the post and it says, 4 types of Octopath Traveler and 3 types of Paper Mario Origami King, which had appeared exclusively at the Spirits event held before, are now appearing on Spirit boards and shops. If you haven't got it yet, please check it out. So Octopath Traveler and Paper Mario the Origami King Spirits aren't anything new, but they are showing up together, which is interesting. It's probably coincidental, but hey, maybe it could mean something. Once again, Geno is kinda relevant for some Smash speculation. See what I mean? We have that Mario 35th Tournament Smash event happening on December 5th, and the whole Mario 35th Anniversary celebration recently actually acknowledged Mario RPG. Over on Twitter, at Super Mario 35th wrote, 1990. It's been 30 years since the release of Super Nintendo, so I collected some Mario titles and arranged them. Is there a title you've played with? And there in the image you can see a copy of Super Mario RPG. Pretty cool to see since the game is often ignored when highlighting Mario's history officially by Nintendo. A little while back, Sakurai had one of the cooler pick of the day images I've ever seen him put out. Nothing to speculate about with this one, but I really like the concept of recreating a scene from a reveal trailer. This one's from Incineroar's reveal trailer. It's hard to talk about Smash stuff right now without mentioning what's going on with Melee. I won't get too into it all here, but unfortunately Nintendo has been cracking down on online Melee tournaments. Mostly because they are using Slippy.gg to play online with rollback netcode, which obviously isn't an official Nintendo program. This is really unfortunate that Nintendo is cracking down on this. The Melee community has kept itself alive for years without almost any acknowledgement or help from Nintendo, and with the way the world is currently, playing in-person tournaments just isn't possible. And Melee is essentially kept alive with its tournament scene. Smash Ultimate doesn't have good enough online to hold a very serious online tournament either, so this isn't even a case of just not moving on from Melee and playing the newer game. Personally, I think Nintendo should have left this one alone, as either they need to stop being decades behind and get up to speed with the rest of the online gaming community already, or at least let these dedicated fans fix the issue themselves. This isn't really anything new with how Nintendo handles these types of situations though, so I have little hope they'll do either option anytime soon, sadly. That massive Capcom leak continues, however still nothing Smash has shown up, so I won't go over what new things have been discovered, but it is out there online if you search for it. For now, we'll just have to continue to be patient and wait to see if anything Smash comes from all of that. Doom Eternal for Switch had a cancellation scare last week, as GameStop was canceling pre-orders and calling people to tell them about it, which led many to believe the game wasn't coming to Switch anymore and had been cancelled entirely. However, it now seems it will be getting a digital-only release. What that means for Doom Guy's chances in Smash, I'm not sure. Obviously not getting a physical release is unfortunate though, but at least the game is still coming to the Nintendo Switch. Though still mysteriously, we have no clear release date. Over on Twitter, @PuyoOfficial wrote, "Don't forget we're adding free content to the game post-launch, including extra characters, including returning fan favorites, new features, some will make things more cooperative, and more. Keep your eyes here for more information soon." So this is for Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, and the accompanying image looks a lot like a Fighter's Pass from Smash, so that's just pretty cool. Rumors of Pokemon possibly getting Gen 4 Diamond and Pearl remakes next year have been springing up. First because these balloons of the Diamond and Pearl legendaries showed up in a Japanese department store. Though likely any announcement of Gen 4 remakes would happen several months later, so I wasn't really thinking this probably meant anything. However, Kelios has been talking about Gen 4 remakes, saying they could be happening in November 2021, so that might be our next big Pokemon game entry. Those Pokemon balloons weren't the only new thing that was noticed in Japanese stores right now. Push Dustin noticed the current 7-Eleven Nintendo ad in Japan is for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I've been loving this game so far, though I've only had a chance to play it for a few hours. It's really fun to return to Breath of the Wild's Hyrule and see all those familiar locations and characters though. I am enjoying the game quite a bit. Okay, well that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, leave them below. So once again, thank you guys for all the subscribes, all the likes, really helps out the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so, or like the video, or leave a comment, whatever you want. Until next time, have a good one.